While you're inspecting buildings with wood trim and wood siding, for example, don't be surprised to find a large crack like this one. And of course, this crack realistically looks like it's going to continue. It's going to make it all the way to the other end eventually. Who really knows how long the crack has been getting larger or expanding? It's hard to really tell. And as a home inspector, that really isn't going to be a big concern of yours. What is going to be a concern is the fact that the crack actually exists and could get worse. Now, for something like this, is this a big deal? No, it isn't. Fill a crack like this with caulking and you're done. Don't worry about it. However, if you leave it untreated, you do not fill this with some type of a caulking or putty, anything, and then paint it. Paint the entire area. Well, it's just going to get larger. What happens is water will run off the face of the building. If it rains, moisture, let's face it, moisture will accumulate in the crack. It's not uncommon to have it rain on the side of a house and have the water leak down and get into as many of these small cracks as possible, get behind the wood, or even cause, and of course this is why the crack is going to get larger, any moisture over a long period of time will cause the wood to swell. If you placed a piece of wood in water, eventually it's going to get a little larger. Wood does swell when it's exposed to moisture for a long period of time. However, if you fill this crack and paint it, then there's a good chance that the moisture isn't going to be seeping into there. So there you have it. You come across something like this, a crack that's less than 1/4 of an inch wide on your wood trim for your siding on the exterior of a building you're thinking about purchasing, and the wood's not warped, it's not twisted, it's not on a large piece of wood, then realistically that won't be a problem. However, if you had a crack on a board, something like this right here, this isn't going to be as easy to replace as this one. So take that into consideration when you're inspecting these buildings. Some of these boards with cracks will need to be replaced. They will not be able to be filled and painted. So that will need to be a big consideration. How much is it going to cost? How much damage has been done to the entire building? And of course, can it be fixed easily? If it can't, then you could actually end up spending a lot of money replacing enough boards with large cracks or that are warped and twisted. So take that into serious consideration before purchasing a building with this type of damage.